NSC Fan TV. I'm here with Marcos after the 2-0 win against Toronto. And so, Marcos, you were in my ear telling me things you were seeing.
Yeah.
One of the things that you had mentioned was Mukhtar's play, and you liked it when he was coming back deeper. Tell me about what you're seeing with that.
Yeah, I honestly, from my own personal perception, I would love to see Mukhtar play what his number in the back says, which is number 10. He just feels, in my opinion, like uncomfortable right towards the back line, playing like a number 9 or a number 11 role. Every time he would come back and like try to develop the play, things just worked out for us. So I would like to see him do more of that. Luckily today we didn't need him specifically for the goals, but again, Nashville just runs a lot better when he's there as the engine, kind of developing the attacking plays.
He's such a strong passer. And he plays well whenever he's got his back to the defense.
Mhm.
And so, like all these balls that are through balls, he's a fast player, but he's not going to outrun most of these center backs. He's not going to outrun most of these defenders.
Yep.
So it looks like from this perspective, it looks like it's a misuse of him to be pressing on the back line. Then,
Definitely, I think where he really shines is playing in between the lines,
Mm.
right in between the center backs and their midfield. That's where he needs to sit. If you look at like Messi playing, for example, not to talk about the Messi here, but he'll kind of sit and just kind of walk around, but he's in between the lines. So
Mhm.
all it takes is just him to kind of wake up and make a movement,
Mhm.
and then suddenly they got a whole attack going.
Yeah.
If Messi was to sit right next to the center backs, he wouldn't be able to.
That would
do
be a
anything.
waste of Messi. So it's a nice analogy, and it's again a lesson about finding the right space for a player who can control the ball well, who's an excellent passer
Mhm.
and a strong dribbler.
Oh, definitely.
So in terms of, there were some things that we were talking about also that were concerns. We were talking about Schaffelberg in the role that he was playing. So tell me what you're seeing there.
Yeah, I mean, in a 3-5-2, whoever's playing on the wings has a lot of work to do, both on defense and offense. Typically, the players that shined in those positions, in my opinion, are more defensive players that can sort of sit back and then go up on a counter if needed. Schaffelberg was getting tired and like trying to keep up with the attack, the counters, and all that. And by the 50th minute, which is pretty early into the second half, he's gassed, and that's why you got to bring someone in. I think it's a waste of his like attacking talents. Every time you've seen him play just a winger where he can sit there and make some runs, he's typically faster and typically has more stamina than the defenders, but not if he's going back and forth doing the job of both offense and defense.
So we throw him up there, let him be the 11, like, and just say your job is we're gonna kick. And so much of the game before with him was such a kick and run game. It seems, I agree with you. It seems like a waste, and I think that he is not as strong a defender as he needs to be if he's in that spot.
No, and you mentioned this to me that he wasn't very strong defending, and I was like, okay, let me watch this game to see how he does. And that he just seems like he doesn't quite know what to do. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have that sort of like, intuitive understanding of where to place himself on defense and where to tackle. Where people like Zimmerman, they just kind of, it's ingrained in his brain.
Comes almost,
You know.
it comes so naturally for him.
Yeah, but Schaffelberg, like you can clearly tell he's played an attacking role his whole life. So like to ask him to defend against like the fastest wingers in the MLS and the best wingers in the MLS, I don't know. It's a tall order in my opinion.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of sort of micro look at some of the players and where they're playing. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit and talk about like first half of that game. There was not a lot happening. Neither team really looked very good.
Yeah, I think the first half, a lot of the players and the vibe around the teams was playing it very safe.
Yeah,
That's why you saw that the defensive shape of both teams was really good because they're not risking much. They're just like, hey, we're trying to feel out the other team. There's no need to go crazy, so everyone played sort of a more passive role. Now, where I think we did well is the subs. The subs coming in early, and the right kind of subs help to change the whole dynamic of the game. Also, because if you think about when a sub is coming in, their sort of mindset is like, okay, I gotta disrupt the game. I gotta add something new. So you bring in 3 subs like within the first 15 minutes, they're gonna disrupt some things. So that's what caught, in my opinion, Toronto off guard, where they're like, oh my god, the pace of this game suddenly increased. So that's a good managerial decision. I know Gary Al is thrown out there a little a lot, but I think he made the right calls today.
So good decisions from Gary with the subs.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of again small details with where folks are playing, but you think that was a good tactical decision. In terms of the fact that, like, again, so we pitched a shutout tonight.
Yeah, I mean, on defense, great shape all around. It does help that Toronto was missing a lot of their
No
a lot of their firepower. But even then, I think the defensive shape worked really well. The 3-5-2 is really helpful on defense when you have your wingers come back because it effectively turns into a five at the back. So
Yeah.
you're effectively kind of parking the bus a little bit. It works out great. You sacrifice some of the counterattacks and some of the like offensive shape, but in this case, we got 2 goals, so it worked out. Soccer's like that sometimes. Sometimes things just kind of work out your way. I mean, there were some of the goal. The first goal was a little sloppy, but it's a goal. It went in, so that's how it works, you know.
So, do you have a prediction about the Atlanta game?
I think Nashville is gonna work up to look at the Atlanta game like a final almost. I've heard there's a bit of a rivalry around the Atlanta games. A lot of the times the mentality will get you halfway there. So as long as Nashville comes out there looking to win and believing they can win, I think things will work out. So my prediction is we'll win. It'll be a 2-1 win.
Oh, lots of 2-1s from folks.
Yeah,
Okay,
with
all
goals
right.
by Surge.
Oh, yeah.
And then a goal by Drew Yearwood.
Goal from Drew Yearwood. All right. Bold predictions. Sir, we will see you on Saturday.